What you see in front of you is 10,290 clicks, 598 sales, 6% conversion rate, 80 cents a hop, $13.78 average unit of sale, $8,241.60. What's interesting about that is I made 598 sales on this launch. My goal was only 300. So this is called a soft launch. There's absolutely no announcement in advance or anything. And so I want to talk just a little bit about you having your own launch like this and how you're actually going to make money from it. Because as nice as it is to have 598 sales, I paid out 100% on the front end initial sell this product, and then 70% on the 2 or 3 one-time offers. So there wasn't really a lot of net profit on it, but it adds 598 buyers roughly to my list. Now, not all of those people, I don't know that all of those people made it onto my list, which is another story. I'm still learning kind of how Warriorplus works. But anyway, we got a really good number of new customers added to our list, and the money's in the list. Now, how am I going to make money on this? I'm going to talk about it in a second, but I'm going to make money because I got a $1,000 product to sell. If you're going to do this, you're not going to make much money on a launch, and it's hard to make much money in general, on a low ticket launch. You do have your OTOs, but 50% of those or more go to affiliates. In my case, I paid 70%. But you need some bigger tickets. Now, I work on a customer value. So my value when customers come from other affiliate sources is about, last I calculated using a software called Segmetrics that works with Infusion, was $200. Traditionally, it's been more in the $70 range after 30 to 60 days. And so the idea is, let me just grab a calculator here. So let's just say I added 500 people to my list, right? Let's just say I get $70 average purchases per person. So that's $35,000. That's not a bad launch, and it's not a bad month. Now, I doubt my $200 will hold up because part of that's a big ticket, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. But let's say that I got all 598 added to my autoresponder and a $200 customer value. That's $119,000. I don't think I'm going to do $119,000 because I don't think I'm going to get the $200 average value. But I am working to boost it up because I have a $1,000 ticket, a $1,000 unit of sale. If you don't have that, you need. And that's one of the things that I'm teaching in $1,000 product. I'm saying, Marlon, why didn't anybody pay $1,000 for a product? Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, it's interesting because when I got in this business, I was in a thing called the Inner Circle of Mail Order, which is not really too much different than Warriorplus, JV Zoo, some of these things where you're buying $5, $10, $20, $30 items. This is way. See, old timers remember it. This is way back there, right? But the point is, I did learn some things from that. There's still lessons that I learned. I learned it out. I remember I bought a $10 product once that paid out a 90% commission. I learned some things from that. I learned some, but my life really didn't change until I made the decision to invest in myself. That was the thing. My life didn't change until I made the decision. I invested $5,000 in the best training at the time, marketing training time you could get. Now, by today's standards, a lot of it's just common knowledge. But back at the time, unique selling proposition, lifetime value, host of beneficiary. These are things nobody had ever heard of. These are like revolutionary, mind-boggling things, So the point is, you can do a $1,000 product if you got some way to help people really create $5,000 or $10,000 worth of value. I work off of dollars for dimes. If you're going to spend $1,000 with me for Amazing Formula Reloaded, I want to be able to see that you're going to make at least $10,000. Now, there's no guarantees, right? But that's my goal. That's in my head. When I'm creating that product, I'm like, man, I got to get this person $10,000 or $20,000. That's what's in my mind. How am I going to do that? Well, one of the things I'm doing is I'm teaching multiple streams of income. So I'm teaching different things that you can do, like how to create your own $1,000 product, how to do some other things, and then especially how do you create a 30 or 60 day sequence like I have. So it's basically, I hate saying it because it's so cliche, the whole print money thing. It's bad, right? But it's true. People come in, they go through a 30 or 60-day email sequence, and money, cash comes out, and that's really the way it works. And I'm teaching how I do that, and I got a lot of proprietary methods, things nobody else teaches, things nobody else probably knows or understands, that I've developed that help me tremendously in my own business. And I'm sharing these things with others for a lot of different reasons. One is I went through, when I was in that inner circle of mail order, it took me 10 years to learn this business, 10 or 12, because I was just trying to learn a little portion or little thing at a time. So buying all these little products, it's great. You learn some things, but really, let me show you what I'm doing, and you should be doing something like this too. Like, it's so easy now for you to create $1,000, $500. I mean, I don't know, when you're starting out, maybe $250 or $100 is big money for you, or maybe you want a $500, $1,000. And some of you, if you're good salespeople, you say, Marlon, I ain't going to do $1,000. That's way too low, dog, man. I'm doing $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. Right? And some of you can sell $10,000 because you're good at over the phone. You don't mind talking to people on the phone. And I don't do that a lot either, but if you want to if you're interested in what I'm getting ready to show you here, Amazing Formula Reloaded, and you want to be able to have a 30 or a 60-day sequence that you put new people into it, and money comes out, because look at this. My goal, why did I say my goal was 300? 300 people a month times, let's just say $70 a customer after 30 or 60 days. That's $21,000. If that's all you do. At 300, I mean, some people don't get 300 people on a launch, but with some of the things I teach, you should be able to get, or at least work your way up to 300 launch. You may only get 10 or 20, but if you really understand what you're doing on launches, and you understand how launches work, 300's not, a lot of my friends really dwarf that. And I've done huge, massive launches, enormous amounts of traffic in the past. But anyway, I'm wanting to try to keep this realistic. Anyway, but if you do want to talk to me, I do have a phone, 210-504-4622. If you're serious about that, and that goes to this phone right here, that goes to my cell. So if I'm driving or eating or something, I'll have to call you back. But this is what it looks like. So we go in here, we got this. Look at this. You've never seen anything this detailed on how to find your hungry target market. But look at I have all of these different things. Just this. Each one of these is a video. So you click it, and you can see here. I'm going to show you what I call the back-end process. We have a number of different ways that we find our hungry target. So we go in here, and this is a whole video just on this one process, and I have a number of processes in here for finding your hungry target market. Because Gary Halbert said, what's the number one advantage you want in marketing? And it was hungry target market. So anyway, we've got that. Now we've got your hot product opportunity. Look at all this, just on how to create your front end product. This is the most detailed thing I believe you'll ever see, because I've got unique proprietary methods like my 12 product survey in here. I have my easy software process, my average order size. I've got my video live from when I spoke in Wembley Arena where rock stars perform, my sell setup process, 3-hour products, what I call my value equations, value proposition. Value equation is something you'll probably only learn from me. We've got my converting sales messages here. This is how do you create sales messages of sales. Look at all of this. You've never seen anything this in-depth and this detailed, right? And then we have important tech stuff like how do you hide your WordPress login? What you got to know about WordPress security. Some really interesting stuff about how you grow Twitter. Then we have, I'm building this out right now on how do you target how do you get targeted media? How do you get the traffic to your site, right? And then we'll go down here, and we have our, this is the email marketing part here and the follow-up marketing, and I'm going to build out the big ticket back end, and that's where we're going to cover the multiple streams of income. So it's not 100% built out yet. We still have, I think, 4 live calls to do. So if you want to read the sales letter for it, let's get over here. Sorry about that. It's grabyourbonus.com, AF Reloaded. And yeah, so you can come here. I got a video here you can watch about it that just explains the kind of the positioning of the product. The reason I did that, I don't know if you feel this way or not, but you can buy the cheap stuff and you can buy coaching for $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000. But where do you find a product that's got all of this kind of detail that covers all the bases? The front end products, the targeting the markets, the sales messages, the tech stuff, right? Getting the traffic with different methods, and especially drilling down on some affiliate and associate program things that I've used over the years. That on your email and different types of follow-up, and then on your back end. Then we're also going to have some things in there on your outsourcing. For example, right now, this sales letter, I didn't do this. You know, my designer did this, right? And so I've got payment plans on this, by the way. It's you can come down here and you can see that I got different payment plan options on it. Now, beyond all of this, so this is what I've done, and what I'm trying to say is whether you do what I do and get Amazing Formula Reloaded or not, which I think absolutely positively would be a huge thing for you, but whether you do or not, what I want you to get out of this is this right here, the calculator, right? You got to say, okay, how much income do I need a month to live the lifestyle I want? So you take, what's your lives? I've got a whole newsletter written on this. If you're not getting my newsletter every Saturday, I write an in-depth newsletter. It's 8 to 12 pages. And if you're not on it, you can go to marlonsnews.com and poke around over there, and you'll find a way to subscribe to it. I think I got stuff in the sidebar, links in throughout it, and so forth. So anyway, we've got... in fact, let me just check that. I'm curious. Let's see. I did have a subscription format, Marlon's News. I may not still have it there. .com/MMM. Let's see if it's still there. No, can you believe that? It's not freaking still there. But when you go to marlonsnews.com, you'll get a pop-up and you'll be able to subscribe. Okay, so anyway, the point is, how much do you need? You take your lifestyle, you translate that lifestyle into dollars, then you translate your dollars into sales based on a 30 or 60-day average. So, you know, I say it's 30 to 60 days. You can be more scientific and say, I got it exactly down to 30. I mean, when I ran mine in the software called Segmetrics, it showed me exactly. I think mine was based on 45-day period. I really don't care if it's 30, 45, 60. It's basically all the same. I know that if I get 300 new customers in a month, over and above the income that comes from my existing list, this is not all my, this is just new income. 300 times 70, that's $21,000. So this is what I want to help you put together. Because then you can know, I mean, maybe you only need 10,000. Then you can know, man, I only need 150, 100 new customers a month. And I want to walk you through the processes to help you put together a system where every month you're generating the 100 customers. And then, you know, like clockwork, I call it cash like clockwork, you've got your $70, $50, whatever your customer value is, you've got that coming in. And then we do what's called income stacking. That's why I got multiple streams of income. You start stacking income in your autoresponder, right? And you can set this up in Aweber. You can set it up in automateyourwebsite.com, which is my private label of one shopping cart. It's a free 30-day trial. If you're brand new, it'll save you a lot of money. It's not all fancy like all the new programs are, but you know what? It's got your shopping cart, it's got the autoresponder, it's got the ad trade, it's got everything you basically need, and I still use, I send emails and make money with it. It works, and it's inexpensive, but there's other things you can use. You can use GetResponse, you can use Aweber, you can use Actionetics, that Russell Brunson's awesome program. There's so many different options for you today. They all work, is my point. ConvertKit works. They all work, because all you got to do, you bring in your new customers, you send them freaking emails, and if you do the income stacking right, at the end of 30, 45, 60 days, you know how much money you're going to get from those new customers, and now you create a predictable, relatively repeatable process, and that's what I show you how to build in Amazing Formula Reloaded. And so, yeah, that's it. if you got questions about it, like I say, you can go to grabyourbonus.com, AF Reloaded, but if you needed to talk to me or ask me questions about it, it's 210-504-4622, and if I'm available, that goes to my cell. If I'm available, it's my pleasure to answer your questions about it or whatever. Or you can also just go to our support desk at getyoursupport.com, and boom, you just go over here, you click start a ticket, and wouldn't you know it, you just go over here, you click to post the ticket, and you'll be able to post the ticket, and I'll answer. That way you get a track it. Whether you call, you want to post a ticket, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Anyway, the focus of this is just, do you know your 30-day value? Do you have any kind of a plan to be getting these new sales in regularly? Because there's all kinds of people out there to sell and how to do the really huge big tickets nowadays. As you know, there's more stuff than you can shake a stick at. But man, I like basics, right? I counsel some of my friends who are quote gurus about this, because the business now, there's all these people with all these pitches and fancy webinars, and they're saying they're getting $4 billion that they made on one webinar, right? And so it's a little bit intimidating for a person that's maybe newer in the business, and even for really experienced people. So I'm like, man, you just got to get back to basics, because I'm kind of old school, I come from but since 1900. Serious about this. I've studied all the way back to 1900. People were developing lists, right? And then sending direct mail to those lists and selling, or in the case of like the Hudson car, which is one thing I've studied. It's fascinating because I had a showroom right here in San Antonio. It was the premium car of the day back in 1919 and so forth. It later was bought by AMC. But, my car has a triangle on it. The triangle was their logo, and it's existed all the way today. But you know how they sold? The salespeople developed lists of prospects in the local community who were affluent, and they called on them in person or over the phone, and they sent them letters. They sent them a weekly letter. Every week they sent them a direct mail letter. It's been working since 1919. Ain't any reason it's not going to work today if you work it. You can't lose with the stuff I use if you really use it, right? Because you get new customers in, you find out what your value is, and then you do income stacking to keep increasing that. That's what I want to show you how to do. No one else is really teaching this. Everybody else is off on like, golly, Everybody, I don't know anybody just keeping it to the basics like this. Everybody's got, it's like really crazy advanced flow charts that I don't know that I'm smart enough to understand with everything. And what you need to get X number of new customers in. You need to know how much commissions you're going to get from those customers selling your own products or affiliate products. You don't have to have your own products to start with. You can start with affiliate products. But it really helps a lot to have one product that your new product per month that you're getting affiliates to promote for 100% commissions. And it doesn't take long. You can pump those out in 3 or 6 hours, or maybe when you're starting out, it'll maybe take you a couple days or maybe a week. But if after repetition, you will get it down. The money's in the repetition, the money's in the list. And anyway, that's all I got. So if you want, and you're interested in this, don't know if it's for you, go to grabyourbonus.com, AF Reloaded, or you can also call me. And I hope this is at least inspirational to you, whether you do anything with me or not. At least maybe I lit a fire under you and made you realize, man, I got to keep it simple. I don't need all the fancy, incredible, amazing flow charts. All I need to know is I need this many customers, and I need to spend this much a month, and that's everything that I need for the business and pay my bills and my lifestyle that I want, because I've translated lifestyle into money, into sales, and then translated those sales into how am I going to get that each month. All right, Marlon Sanders, King of Step-by-Step Internet Marketing, wishing you the best of success.